FitMum and the Family, and this is a really exciting one. We're both really excited to talk about this, aren't we? So it's all well and good, all the information that we've been giving you over the last 4 weeks, and this is our last week, and tomorrow is our last lesson. So this is the second last lesson. So excited to talk about all the information that we have provided for you and given you over these last 4 weeks. And it's all well and good to have it, but then you've got to be able to implement it over time, and it should fit into your lifestyle and your family's lifestyle, because that's why diets don't work, is that they take you and they make you isolated from the rest of the family. They don't take into account whether you are a working mum, whether you're a stay-at-home mum, whether you have fussy kids, what your husband does as he work away, all those kind of things.
Fussy husband.
Yeah, if you have a fussy husband, cool. Like that, all of that sort of stuff comes into play, because eventually, and I'm not saying straight away go in and turn your family's life upside down, but eventually you want to be able to implement this all for your whole family. It's not just about you. And then this is how it can be something sustainable. And then you're teaching your children those habits for later on in life, so then they just automatically know it, and then they can pass it on.
I think these days every mum is conscious in some way, shape or form about what their kids eat.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they want the best. We all want the best for our family.
And put your hand up or put a thumbs up if you agree. But I think it gets very complicated out there for you. There's a lot of information you've got to field in terms of chemicals and preservatives and essential oils and a host of different things that you've got to keep up with, chemicals and
frozen versus fresh,
heaps of
vaccines,
vaccines
against anti-vaccines. We're getting some likes across the screen, so cool. We're relating.
So if you're relating to this, then you've probably at some point felt overwhelmed with how to lead your family towards a healthy lifestyle. And if that is you and you have felt overwhelmed on this lesson is going to be a really good one for you, because we're going to simplify it for you. We're going to really break it down and tell you what you should be focusing on in order to give your kids the best leg up in life, because we all want to give our kids a leg up. We want to be able to buy their first car. We want to be able to help them in their wealth, and we want to help them in their relationships. We also want to help them
not make the same mistakes as we did, and that's each generation. We want to get better and better at those sort of things, because I know with me, and a lot of mums that I do talk to, they don't want their daughters or their children to go through what they had to go through, whether that be some teasing in school, whether that be, some weight issues as a teenager, skin issues, all that kind of thing. We're on the same thing. We want the best for our children, and we want them to be better than what we were. So lesson number 1 is everybody should eat what you eat. So instead of it being a complicated process, instead of it
mum being
on a diet or a health kick, or isolated, have some amazing food prepared. We call it FDN, fast delicious nutrition, that everyone can eat. Mum sitting down at the table with dad, with other wife, whatever your preference is, and children, and you're all sitting down and enjoying this delicious meal that everyone is going to benefit from.
I think if you go into any transformation, you have to have that conversation with your family. You have to sit down with them and go in with the conversation starting around the lines of you want to improve the way everybody eats, and you want to get their consent, and it needs to be a process of give and take, but the rule should be that everyone eats what everyone else eats in the household. And by having that as a cornerstone, it paves the way for everything else to seamlessly fit in.
Yeah, and like I said before, not turning your family's world upside down all at once, having that conversation, but we'll go into the next lesson, which is getting the whole family involved. So you've had that talk, so now you want to get the whole family involved in the process from shop to plate. So so like we're saying, you know, everyone should be able to eat all the same. Well, everybody should be able to have a say in the process. So I know this, I think I've used this before, but one of my mum friends, she has 4 kids, and they take turns every week. One of them gets to choose a meal. They go and shop for the ingredients, and they cook it all up together, and they all have to try it. So that's a fun thing that they do. Instead of doing takeout, or, you know, all that kind of thing, they do that in their family instead. So it could be as simple as grabbing a recipe, an FDM recipe out of the cook Bible, picking one, and everyone gets to take a turn. Or even, you know, I know you've suggested before, when you go into the supermarket, the kids get to pick, you know, what vegetables they want to go into what dish.
It eliminates the whole, oh, why do I have to eat that?
Yes, it does, and then it makes it fun, and it should be fun.
And you know, it's a very new kind of thought. If you look at human evolution, it's only very new that the mother's the one that, or there's only one person in their household that does all the
cooking.
Because if you go back in, you know, caveman days, the boys went out and they hunted, and the girls went and gathered, and they all cooked.
And they all gathered together, and they all raised their children together, and that's what's changed.
Even traditional cultures, they hang out in the kitchen together and they cook together, rather than sitting on the couch and watching TV. So I'm not saying go and eliminate the TV and chuck it out the window. What I'm saying is try and get them in the kitchen with you, and kids especially are going to be more likely to eat what they have touched and fiddled and played with than if they had absolutely no involvement in the process at all.
Yeah, because then it's just mum making the decisions, and that's boring and that's no fun at all, whereas they've got bragging rights. So when I know this is proof because we do it, and I do it. We make garlic chicken rissoles. We make family pizzas. We've had pizza nights. We've had Taco Tuesdays. All that kind of stuff where we've all gotten involved and had a say of what we feel like eating. Just this week, actually, you would have seen some photos on Instagram and stuff, is that Logie helped me make the pear and berry crumble. The mixed berry crumble, so delicious. It's in the cook Bible, and we hadn't had it in a very long time, and so I was like, let's do that, Lo. So we had, you know, most of the ingredients was at home anyway, you know, oats and honey and berries, and we had to get some pears and stuff, and we did all that together. We got involved. Miri was at school, and Logs loves to get involved and feel part of the process. Logan gets more of that than Miri does because she's at school, but in school holidays and even before she went to school, she was highly involved. I mean, I taught her how to crack eggs from the age of 3. So yeah, there's the mixed berry crumble. It even says that you can serve it with light ice cream or yogurt, whatever you prefer. So we put that in the oven, and it came out, and then we picked Miri up from school and got to say, like, this is what we've cooked this afternoon, and this is going to be your afternoon tea. And she gets to come home all excited. I guess these are just examples of how it does and how it can really work, and it can really change.
Eventually, it should just be turned into this thing that you do.
Yes.
So, like with how we've said the whole way through this course, you will get to a point in your transformation where everything becomes actions without thinking. When it becomes actions without thinking, it's a routine, and kids thrive off routine. Even children thrive off routine. And if you think about what you're preparing your children for, you're preparing them for a time when they're going to have their own family and they're going to have the same routines implemented in their household. And I think that's the most powerful thing that you can do as a parent, is create and establish routines and traditions that last longer than you.
That's what I was going to say. Like, it brings the experience, a much more positive experience that they can take on to their children and say, well, me and my mum and dad used to get into the kitchen, and this is just what we do. Yeah, and it brings them back too, because you can go off track, you can go on holidays and enjoy yourself, or go out to dinner or whatever. But if you're creating those habits, then when they're older and they go away on holidays themselves, or they have, you know, some time off or whatever, then they know what is their normal, and their normal is, you know, up here in terms of health.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've spoken a lot about food tonight, and we'll revisit it, but another
we've already gotten them excited about the berry crumble. Honestly, I finished it off tonight. I had like 2 cups. It's so delicious, and it cures that, you know, that sweet craving. So yeah, we'll move on.
The other you know, the other half of the pie is exercise. Obviously, like, we've got nutrition and then we've got exercise, and when a lot of people, when they set out for, like, I just spent the last couple of hours at Snap Fitness in the gym. When a lot of people start this fitness thing, they think they need to go to the gym all the time.
Yeah, they think they need to live at the gym and be away from their family.
They have to be on the treadmill and be away from their family. They got to, you know, travel to and from.
Yeah.
I think what we've lost in this society is actually getting active together, getting off the screen and going down to the park, or going to the park on the way home from school, going out on a weekend for a bike ride that lasts for 3 or 4 hours, not just a 15-minute one. Like, being active together is something that we've definitely lost, and we definitely need to bring it back. And, you know, spending time together without mum or dad on the phone, or the kids on the phone.
Yeah.
And I'll go back to this, because I am a big thinker about, you know, human history. It's only been in the last 700 years where we've had fireplaces in the homes where we've separated, right? We've separated and been able to be in our own rooms. Before that, everyone was huddled around a fire, and that was for millions of years, thousands of years. We'll huddle around a fire because it was too damn cold to be in our own rooms. And ever since the fire came into the house, other feature comforts have replaced, you know, the whole talking to your family members and being around each other and being active together. And I think that's something we need to get back.
Because life is so busy.
We need to eat together. We need to work out together. We need to just...
Yeah, absolutely. And life is busy. We're not denying that. You know, we've both got to work. Mum and dad both have to go to work, and the children have to go to school or daycare or after school care, all that kind of thing. So weekends it should be massively targeted or focused on doing something active together.
Yeah,
so
even it's just once on one of the days.
Yeah, one of the days, and the other days I know you got to do cooking and washing and all that sort of thing. But I even I bribe my kids and I say, right, we clean up the house all together as a team effort. Because it shouldn't just be me, and it shouldn't just be him. Yeah. So I say, get in there, we clean up all together, and then we get to go and do something fun. And the girls get to choose whether we're going to the park or we're going to the zoo. Like, we're very lucky here in Dubbo as well that we can be zoo memberships, and we can go out there and do the bike ride or walk around.
I know I'd rather do some work in the household and not see you do it all, and get out. Out of the house quickly as possible. And
Pete's very big on that. But yeah, I believe that, because I have to teach those girls as well, is that you're going to have to look after a house one day. And I also want to teach them that it's not just going to be the women that clean up, or it's not just the women that cook. And so we all get in there and we all do it together. And then we go out and we do something fun. Mondays, we love to rollerblade. Like, there is nothing more that I love that makes me feel like a kid again. And then rollerblading, like getting on my rollerblade. He sucks at it, and we call him Grandpa because he's like so, you know, bulky and...
But I'm doing it every week. Soon I'll smash him soon.
Yeah, we're going to get video and video proof of that. Yeah, so I posted today about chasing Amira, who is 9 and bloody fast, and I've got to chase her and play tips, and then she's got to turn around and chase me back. And because, like, Pete plays, but, you know, he's so slow, he doesn't really stand a chance. And then Lokes is there on her scooter who's dying to get a roller skate. So honestly, there's nothing better than that, than getting out with your family and doing something active.
Yeah.
So that covers all of it.
That's what we were going to go over tonight.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to show you some of these recipes in here. So when it comes to getting the kids excited about their food, you know, it's a well-known fact that we eat with our eyes, and you know,
and we know that that we're busy, and so that's why these recipes are 5 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes at the most sometimes.
That was a chicken taco there.
Yeah, chicken tacos. There's actual normal tacos in there as well. Garlic chicken rissoles.
Garlic chicken rissoles. Megan loves them ones.
Nuggets.
And the girls, they go crazy over them. You know, and I suppose you get sick of what you eat. You can eat it for 6 weeks maybe, but then you need to change things up, and that's the beauty about, you know, having a cooked Bible with the stack, a cooked Bible with 175 recipes, is you can just go in here and pick out a couple of meals that you all want to eat and cook that for the week. I don't know, did anyone see Debbie post her cook up in the FitMum support group? That was you know, huge, and she admitted she'd been off the wagon for a while. She was living out of Brewarrina.
So you know how to get back into it.
But she knew how to get back onto it. Yeah. So there's a heaps of normal food alternatives, and that's the key to really implementing it successfully in the house. Is that, I mean, guys will go nuts over this. You know, if hubby gets that one on the slow cooker, he'll eat that every morning.
And there's lamb shanks.
Lamb shanks there. I'm getting to the
there's wraps. There's pizza. Yeah, there's pizza night.
Pizza pockets if you want to have a pizza night.
Beef and pepper fajitas. They are delicious, tasty. I'm getting hungry now. I had them when I was pregnant, actually. Yeah.
Oh, this is another good one. This is one that you can cook up in bulk, and you'll have food there for the whole week. You know, lunches and
San choy bao. So you've got your Asian stuff in there. There's rice paper tuna rolls as well. I like to use with pork mince.
Yeah, have I seen that one?
And then I think you have.
Yeah.
But there's frittatas, 3-minute omelets.
Frittata. So that's just a bit of a snapshot, I suppose, of everything that's in there. But
just to get you excited and hungry.
Yeah, that's the key though, is having a lot of variety. In the beginning phases of getting onto something like this, you need as much variety as possible to keep everyone on track. So with that said,
making it fun and making it a positive experience, getting the whole family involved, turn it into something that you just do, like turn it into a habit. Slowly over time, guys, like we don't mean, you know, implement everything and change everything at once.
Choosing one thing.
Yeah, choosing one thing. Like it may be just as simple as making something for breakfast, or making that berry crumble for breakfast or something. And then on the weekend, getting out and doing something active together. Ask the kids what would they like to do.
Yeah, and then making that a habit, and then picking another thing. Making that a habit, picking another thing, which we're going to go tomorrow night. We're going to go over the FitMum method tomorrow night. So we're going to go through exactly what we teach our mamas and how we teach it. We're going to go through some case studies to show you what it all looks like, how they're getting awesome results.
And keeping them.
Yep. And to round out this 28-day e-course, we're also going to be offering a couple of application spots for the FitMum method too. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night. If you are watching this on the replay, #replay, so we know you've watched it, and hopefully you've gotten some really helpful tips over the last 28 days. And tomorrow she's going to be a beauty. You're going to get even more value from it. So make sure you're online.
Thanks for tuning in,
See ya.
Bye.